All right, everybody, we're once again with another segment of Pimp My Kayak, as we like to call it here, taking derivative from MTV's Pimp My Ride. But anyways, we are here, Mariner Sales, with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Duc Tran, and we got a great build for you today. Got the new Bonafide XTR. And let me tell you something. We're gonna break this down. It's gonna take a minute because this is how much is invested here right now.
Oh, quite a bit. It's about 15,000.
15K on a kayak. So first of all, for all my keyboard warriors that love to spew their venom on the comment section, feel free to comment about how much you hate this and how expensive it is, because it really does help the algorithm when you spew your venom. We love it. Every time you comment negative stuff, the algorithm loves it and it spreads the video everywhere. So go ahead. I promise to leave a heart on every negative comment that you guys post. So again, we're going to be breaking this down. 15K build on this kayak. The guys at Mariner Sales do an amazing job, and this is going to blow your mind. Whether do you think this is worth it, whether you think this is a good idea or not, the point is the amazing job that the guys at Mariner Sales do here. So let's break it down. All right, Duke, let's break it down from the back to the front. Everything, every accessory that we've added, we're going to be breaking down more than anything the build. If you want to get more information on the specs on the Bonafide XTR, there's plenty of videos out there. This is not to really highlight the kayak. It is an amazing kayak by Bonafide, but we're really highlighting the builds on it to give you ideas. If you own a Bonafide XTR130, or if you're looking to get one of this beautiful fishing machines, this is some of the ideas of what you can do to improve, upgrade, and build your Bonafide XTR130. So go ahead, Duke, from the back to the front. Let's start.
All right. So from the back to the front, we have the customer wanted dual power poles. He wanted dual because he didn't want to pivot and pendulum when the wind changes. So dual power poles. We have a Firefly 360 stern light. It is wired with his lighting system. It's actually connected to his navigation light, so when that turns on, this turns on. And the customer also wanted a NK300 with foot steering. So we added that, added the up and down lines, which with the correct pulleys, it's pretty easy to pull up and down. We also added the new Innovative Sportsman rock guard. It's a rock guard plus weed guard. It cuts all the grass. Does a pretty good job of it. And of course, we have the massive Lowrance 3-in-1 transducer for the HDS 12. All right. We also have a 36 volt FPV power battery in here. 36 volt 100 amp hour battery. That powers both motors. So we have supernova lights installed. Navigation 20 inches in front, 10 inches in the rear, 4 inches on the inside interior lights, all on a FPV hub powering everything. He has USB ports and cigarette ports added. Controller for his Newport vessels. HDS 12.
This is a cool little feature we were talking about. So it has two remote controls. This controls the
powerful move motor,
and it's a charging platform as well, right?
It is. So the powerful move motor it's got a built-in battery, and it comes with its own charging case or charging port.
That's really cool.
And this was custom mounted on a quad bar from Yak Gadget, but we kind of modified it to get the right height so his foot can clear for his foot steering.
So this is what I like about what you guys do. This is not something that comes in standard you can buy. You actually had to think through it find a way to lift the platform where you can put your fish finder monitor without affecting the uh, pedal steering.
Yep.
So this you kind of put two companies in one. Boondocks.
Yep. The
bracket, and then on top you have the Jack Gadget. What's the name of that?
Gadget quad bar.
Quad bar. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the things
And-
that separates you from the rest of the competition as far as kayak builds.
Everything we added brass inserts in it, so it's not just drilled into your plastic. So these are, heat inserted in, so it's got extra support.
Perfect. And on the XTR130, doesn't really come with two seats. This is an added seat. So usually the standard build comes with the seat kind of towards the back. This one was added by the customer, right?
That's right. And I want to come back here for a little bit. I shot a few videos on this boat, and everybody's like, "Oh, go back to this little add-on." This is a Scotty gear box.
Yeah.
It's a gear caddy from Scotty. It's about $55. You just drill 2 holes, add your bolts, and it bolts right on.
And it has such a ton of flexibility about how much you can add to it. You can add crankbaits, anything with a treble hook, put your phone, pliers, tools.
Yep.
You got a little like basket, throw in your soft plastic that you traded or changed during your fishing experience.
Yep. It's got a magnet here, so if you throw hooks and stuff in there, it'll stay. It's not gonna fly out.
Nice. And of course, a cup holder for your drinks.
Yep.
Towards the front, we have this is I don't know how to describe it. First thing that comes to mind, it's like a monster trolling motor at the front of the kayak.
It is.
Tell me about it, because this is the first time I lay my eyes on this beauty. What company builds this trolling motor?
Powerful. It's made by Powerpole, JL Marine, Powerpole Move motor. It's probably the fastest, strongest motor you can put on any vessel. It's on their website. It's rated at 100 pound thrust, which I think they underrated it. It's a little bit more than that. I have a few friends that have this on a Pro Angler 14 and a 17, and they're doing north of 8 miles an hour, 8.3, 8.7, something like that. So,
oh my God, 8 miles per hour on a PA 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It's a heavy motor, so you guys thinking, oh, that's gonna fit in my Slayer 10 or Slayer Max 10. It's not. It's 55 pounds. It's heavy duty. Just be very careful if you decide to put this on your boat. It's got a titanium shaft. It is designed for all water experience. So needless to say, titanium shaft does not give.
So if you hit something head on by accident, which inevitably you do, especially we're here in Texas where we have so much of those highland reservoirs with standing timber and all that, that's not going to break. More than likely, your kayak's going to break. So keep that in mind. Also, it's very heavy. So if, like you mentioned, you can't really put this beauty on a lot of the kayaks out there because it's going to be so top heavy or so much weight on the front. And if you go through like bad weather, you're going through waves, you get caught in some white caps. This is not something that you just take lightly, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
And let's talk about the batteries for this one before we go into the hub.
Sure.
So we had the battery on the back to power both motors. And this battery right here, what do you use it for?
This battery powers all the other electronics. It powers the fish finder, the lights, the power poles. It powers everything else.
We also have
5 amp FPD power.
This is also a forward-facing on live imaging fish finder. So we do have the Railblaze. What's the name of it? Hex. We made a video on this. If you want to go check out the first video on this series, we break down the Railblaze Hex. It is a pretty awesome. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the fact that you just lift it up and it locks into place. And then if you're standing, you can just lift it up and you still use it if you're standing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty convenient.
Awesome. So with all the electronics, all the cables, I mean, we're talking about the power poles, the motors, the lights, the fish finders, the motors, everything. You can't just throw in cables right there and expect everything to work. You kind of have to, there's a little bit more that goes with it that I think a lot of people kind of lose sight of when they're thinking about what they want to build. So let's talk about the hub, because I think that's probably the most underrated and most important thing about adding electronics.
So we got the FPV power hub that's got all the lights and the fish finder connected through there. Yeah, it's just got a 6-channel hub. 4 of them is connected to the remote. 2 of them is constant. Very, very cool setup. It makes your wiring super easy. Individually fused at every port. It's fully waterproof. So if you take on those big waves, you're not gonna have to worry about your wiring getting corroded and everything. It's all waterproof.
And this is also works for either freshwater or saltwater. Because I know a lot of the guys, and actually this XTR Bonafide works. I would imagine would work great on saltwater flats for redfish and trout. But with that, a lot of those saltwater flats are super saline. I mean, they have a lot of salt content, more than your ordinary beach areas. So does the hub work great to keep everything corrosion free?
Corrosion free. Yep.
That's it, guys. We got the Bonafide XTR. Thank you to Mariner Sales, Duc Tran, and master builder himself, Nick, who worked tirelessly on this project. If you like the video, go share, like, subscribe. Again, leave your comments. Let us know what you think. It's not for everyone, but it is, whatever your opinion is about this, the reality is it is a bass fishing machine. And whoever is using this, I'm sure they'll enjoy it. So thanks for watching.